There you go.
Okay. Let me borrow yours for one more second.
Now you can embarrass me, right?
What's your name, miss?
Sarah.
So you can embarrass me, right?
Thanks, man. Big one on the top. Big one on the bottom. Big one on the bottom. Good. Ricky, big one on the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Get your sixth string. Big one on the bottom. E. Big E. Yep. Wonderful. Ethan, get the big one.
The very top punch.
Thickest one, the big one. Yeah. Okay, let me get you next. Ethan, can I borrow your guitar for just 1 second? Thanks, man. I know this guy's ready to rock, bro. Can't mess with Ethan. He's ready to rock and roll. He's not good. Okay. What we're gonna do today is we're really gonna just kind of cover the blues. Anybody here have a crappy day today? Anybody have a crappy day? I had a crappy day.
We're in the 5 feet of water.
Oh,
I mean 5 inches of
of
water.
water.
Yeah.
Sitting in the house.
Yeah.
Well, now it's not. We got it all out today, but
Did you pump it out?
Yeah.
That must have been fun.
Then got
Was there anything down there that you liked or no?
Yeah.
oh yeah, their playroom.
Awesome. Awesome. Right?
The girls camp.
Awesome. Yes. Awesome, right? Now, yeah. You know what this is, don't you? This is the I got 5 inches of water in my basement blues. I got 5 inches of water all up in my basement. How many people think we could play this? I think we can play this blues.
I do.
You think we can? And this is a good blues here. This is the blues. This is not, fake blues, right? You ever walk downstairs and have 5 inches of water in your basement? If you've never done that, I have, and it's not a.
I have.
Not right. Not positive,
No.
right? Heather says it's not positive at all.
Yes.
Not positive. So we're gonna write a little blues today about that 5 inches of water, all right? So we're gonna rip off, right, the blues, right? Because that's all the blues is. It's just one person ripping off another person and then telling their story, right? Now, the other thing is this. The people who invented the blues couldn't play the guitar as we know it today. They played it their way. So we're going to play it their way today, right? Which started out with just 1 string.
What?
1 string. Not 6, not 5, not even 4, 3, or 2. 1, Ethan.
Okay.
You ready, man? You ready to rock?
Yeah.
All right. You ready to rock over? You ready to do this? Sweet? You ready to rock? Jess? Ready? Everybody ready? Okay. Do this. The big one. Nice. We've got stuff now.
That was easy.
All right. Now, let's count up 5. Yeah. Let's count up 5. Jess, we're going to count up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Everybody got that?
No. No.
Go ahead and count 5. Ethan, you can count to 5, right?
Yes.
Heather? Can you count to? You can definitely count to 5. You're a big girl. You almost got your doctorate now, don't you?
No.
All right. That's 5. What we have there is a nice A. Everybody say it with me. A. Oh, isn't that love, right? So I know that if I go to the 6th string and I press it down at the 5th fret, I've got A. Right? So here I've got E. And then I've got A.
Can't reach the 6th string.
Yes, you can.
Here's what you
Not
do.
really.
Take that middle finger, right? Isolate it from the rest, right? Press down as hard as you can, girl. You're getting the sound. Try not to pull on it so much. Try to press it flat.
Need help.
Let me help you.
Yeah.
Let me help you out.
Why don't you help me?
Take it easy. The horrible is such a relative term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press down here if you can. Press with your thumb if you have to. But just press on that one. Now not so horrible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we are. Now we go
That's good.
to 3. I know, you're shocked. Everybody with me. Hold it together. It's getting dramatic now. The blues are a dramatic thing. 5 inches of water in your basement is a dramatic thing, people. right, so here's what's gonna happen. Open 5, 3.
Okay, can you do that? I need help, Mommy.
Mommy, can you help?
Yeah, mommy can help. So go.
Ethan, it is very rock and roll. Very good. All right, everybody got that? Right?
Wait, so
Right, 5 to 3.
I can do that really easily.
Nice.
5. Right here. Press
Or
down.
5, good.
And then go 2 over 3. Press down. Got it?
Mommy.
Look at this, you're already barring chords. We got ringers in the room.
I've been playing for a while.
You think? All right.
I've been
So
playing
for the big rhythm section, those of you who know your bar chords can go ahead
Okay.
and go to an A, to a G, and to an E. Right, right. Now, if that's too much for you, hit your E. When I first started jamming with people and didn't know how to play the guitar but claimed that I could, what I would do is I would ride the E. They'd say, oh yeah, Lionel, what do you want to do? I'd go, okay. Now, if you do that, who's going to not want to be part of that, right? Immediately, the bass player went, and the drummer went, boom, bop, boom, and then I was, made a couple of faces, and before you knew it, we had a band. Now, obviously, since then, I've had to do a little bit more.
We gotta ask, what was that band called?
Static, S-T-A-T-I-C. Static was the first band I was ever in. And our first tune went like this. That was the entire song. 4 minutes long. You want to hear the lead? Here's the lead. Ready?
So when's the reunion tour?
Bro, it's gonna be big, big. We're doing Harvey's Fish. Okay, we're gonna make it around to the Boy Scout reunion, and then we're gonna we're going big this year, Rick. Okay, we're gonna do the Smith family gathering. There should be a whole lot of cousins and brothers and uncles there. It'll be big. Sweet Spot, of course, will be doing our sound. But so now what we're gonna do to complete this blues is we're gonna add some rhythm to it, right? So now blues, of course, we know, has its own rhythm, right? It sounds blue. Blues rhythm is based upon having no car. If you've ever had no car, you'll know this walk. If you've never done that walk, then you've been lucky enough to have a car your whole life.
I've never done that walk.
Oh, and Heather, I hope you never have to do that sort of walk, because that walk is horrible. But the I Ain't Got No Car walk is based on... Right? So the most important thing on this blues is not the movement of the hands. It's what that man is doing right there. Is feeling that rhythm and making sure that that E is there. That's all you have to do to be part of this jam, is to make sure that this... And now, if you want to try possibly a 5th chord or a chord on it, just stick your finger right here on the B at the 5th string 2nd fret, and you've got a nice little 5th chord. If you played those two together, 2nd fret now, 2nd fret, number 2, number 2. You're all good there, right? 5th, right? And you hit those two, right? Then I've got... Right? Don't matter to me.
What are you playing?
I'm playing as the E fifth, right? Just a simple chord for those who may not have been chording it up like you. Got ringer, right? Not a beginner, Jess. Not a beginner.
I can tell she pulled the hair back. She's ready to go.
All right. So now we're gonna play this blues. All right.
Heather, stop it.
No, Heather, if you really want to sing the blues today, yes. You, my dear, out of all of us here, if you are volunteering to sing the words over this one, you feel free, girl, okay? Now, the deal is this, though, right? If we let you sing the words, you then in turn have to promise to listen to mommy and daddy and do whatever they say.
Fine.
Deal?
Deal.
So I got 5 inches of water. So far, those are
I
the
got
words.
5 inches of water.
That's
I got 5 inches of water.
Nice.
The cookies
Now,
are gone.
now you're gonna give,
I got 5 inches of water.
and the cookies
Cookies
are
are gone.
and the now if that's a
Right
what,
there.
if that's not the blues, Pete,
I don't know what is, man. My 10 minutes
Now,
down the drain.
you know that like we're gonna play the music and then you sing the words. So it's gonna be boom, bam, boom, boom. I got 5 inches of water.
I got 5 inches of water.
Wait, boom, bam, boom, boom.
The cookies are gone.
Okay, now you're right there. All right,
Okay, but you're gonna learn. You're
Alright.
practice playing too, though.
all right.
Oh, she's
Now,
broken.
everybody, as soon as you're ready, do you need a? I can get a chair for you too. You know,
Right.
I can't take. Oh, look at this. Sweet spot's got you.
All right, Sarah. Come on, join it.
You got it backwards.
Next time you will.
she's got the Central Park tour going already over
Bro,
there.
so wait, bro. Look. This is bigger than us. This is. Okay, it's Heather, bro. Heather's blues debut. You know, we're gonna see Heather touring like 10 years from now on the blues circuit. I got 5 inches of water. All my cookies are gone. All my cookies are gone. And people are gonna be blue. They're gonna be like, yeah. Nice. Anytime you're ready, just join in. Whenever you're ready.
My face is not funny. I have 5 inches of water. My cookies are gone.
Nice.
Some of my toys are gone.
Nice, Rick.
Right back to the 5 inches of water.
My refit's gone. My internet's gone. My phone is gone. I
You
can't.
have no hot water.
Alright. Is that your blues?
Yeah.
Let's give it up for Heather. Come on. Oh, nice job, Will. Now that's Heather's blues. Now, for the guitar players in the room, we're going to kind of do a little thing here. We're going to kind of take a moment to give each of you a moment to, actually riff something out a little bit. For those of you who are more advanced, we're going to be playing a blues in E. So if you know your E minor pentatonics, now's going to be the time to break them out. I heard them kind of creeping out over here, so we're going to start to do that. Unfortunately, not yet, dear. You might have to take a couple of lessons, but you'll be there soon.
Darn it.
But in the meantime, that was good singing. I'll say that you definitely have the spirit in you. Now, we're going to go a little bit further than expected with this thing. So, those of you who can actually play a little bit of lead and know your E minor pentatonic, all right, you're checked off. Are you good? You want a piece of this? You want a piece of this, Rick? Yeah, take a piece of that. All right. So we're going to do what's called a 12-bar blues, okay? Now, for those of you who are not familiar with 12-bar blues but want to jam along anyway, the only thing you have to do is stay on that E. Just stay there, feel the rhythm, work with it, okay? But we're not going to do the turnarounds into the A and all that stuff. We're just going to stick with the E, all right? There's no reason to get all crazy on people right now, right? So,
Should I do the blues again?
Heather,
No,
no,
Heather.
be quiet.
Yeah.
Heather, Heather, stop.
Heather, no.
Get carried
Or
away.
I will take you out of here. Heather.
all right. So, Rick, give me a little vibe. Let me see where you're at. Acoustics, let's see where you're at. Give me a hit. Play. Wow.
What do you want?
Your pentatonics. We're just
I
doing.
hope I'm getting it right.
absolutely wonderful. We're going to slide that up to the 12th fret, all right? Alright, well that's why you're going to hit the E. It's not, in this portion of this workshop is for people who can't play lead. Alright? If you're a rhythm player, play the rhythm. Okay, cool. That's your job. Now, alright, so, you're good there?
Yeah.
Rick, you're good at the 12? Alright? These are going to be simple examples. For those of you who don't know the scale, let's go through it one time. This way when you go home, you can work on something that you don't already know, you can kind of mess around with it. Alright, in the blues, you can notice that things are very direct, right? So we're going to stick with a very direct scale, right? A minor blues scale, E minor, right? We're going to take magic finger number 1, we're going to get it over to the 12th fret, all right? That's where the double dots are. So if you see 2 dots, you're doing okay, right? If you don't see 2 dots,
I can't fit
count.
my finger.
You got to count up to 12.
Another point.
If you don't have a 12th fret on your guitar, then you can use the 5th fret.
Yay.
So count to 5 if you can't make it to 12, because if you play it off the A, it'll be okay. It'll be a little harmonically interesting. All right? Let's start off on the E at the 12. Right? So if we run that one up, we're going to go 12, 15, right? 12, 15, 12, 14, right, on the next string, right, 12, 14, right, on your A string, 12, 14 on your 5th string, right, you're still on the 6th, right, drop a string, and then count 12 from the double dot, skip 1, from 12 at the double dot to 14. Right, so start on 12 and then go to 14. Right, except it's on the same string. Alright?
I like it.
It's 2 notes per string, right?
Oh, you don't.
Alright? Alright, we'll review it at the end, and I have some handouts for you right now. We're going to try to take it all the way around the room at least once. Alright? We'll start off just playing the rhythm. Now, I know for a fact that Taylor plays louder than that. You're holding back.
Okay.
So come on, strum it out now, because you're taking the first lead.
Okay.
Spy, isn't she?
She's a spy. She already says, we know that she can play already.
She's
So
trying
now,
to throw.
oh yeah, now she's monkeying around with stuff. Go back and type up, dear Guitar Center, this is what happened tonight. I know about you. Right now, I'm gonna sing blues. I had a redheaded spy at my Guitar Center. She gave away all our secrets and told Guitar Center everything. All right. Right? So like, nice and mellow. Whenever you're ready, start cutting loose. 12th fretting up, right? 5, 6, and 7. No need for that. Everybody's slowing down. All right. Nice. Nice. guys they play? 'Cause I want to get some of that stuff. I want to promote them too. Show what they're doing. Get back over to you now. I want you to film us doing that. Rick, sit back and film for a second.
What am I doing wrong? Oh,
At the 12.
start it over.
Nice. Pretty good job there, Ethan. You're actually picking that thing. Nice. Ethan's playing the blues.
Got the Jimi Hendrix background.
Oh.
Right there.
Nice. Make good shots now. Nice. All right. Yeah, good playing. Yeah, come these things are, look, you're cold. You're fresh off the street. So that was
You never played
pretty
before.
decent things, especially on an acoustic. Nice job. All right. Now, Ethan, who knew, man? Ethan,
That's my son.
He's the shredder. He's the mad shredder. Nice job. Nice job.
That's what Queen right now. Shredder.
He's the mad shredder, bro. He makes it happen. All right. Now, the most important thing about this entire thing is we've got people of all different skill levels playing different instruments during just for a brief moment there we had a blues jam going where everybody was part of it and unique. And so the most important thing, obviously, with any of this stuff is the rhythm, the timing of these things. You know, if you, especially when you're first starting out, rhythm is everything. Do not worry about speed. Speed always comes, right? You got plenty of opportunity to play fast, but you got to play it right. All right. So the most important thing is to remember the rhythm, rhythm. I am almost out of time, and I'm supposed to keep an open forum here for about 15 minutes. Are there any questions? First and foremost, let's go over the scale because I think I didn't get through the scale, and for the last couple minutes, maybe I want you to take the scale home with you in a couple of variations. This way, you actually have something to work on besides going. All right. So, that's a good place to start, though. All right. The most important thing I would say when thinking about pentatonic playing is to think rhythmically, of course, but also really think about the notes you're playing. It's not about, again, choosing the notes that are right there. I mean, if you do that all all day, it's going to be pretty darn monotonous and kind of boring. You know, there's no art in playing the scale. Here's the scale, right? You know, and then there's no art in buying paint, right? You can buy the oil paint. There's no art in just sitting there and hacking at the scale. You got to do something. So let's take a look at the scale first. We'll go from there, all right? Again, starting at the 12th, all right? Start at the 5th if you'd like to, dear. You can always move it to the 12th when you get 12th, all right? Now, I'm not going to be hanging back too much because I only got 15 minutes to cover this. So if you do get left in the wake a little bit, I will be available after 8 o'clock to answer any questions privately. But I have to break this stuff down at 8 o'clock or my boss will shoot me. Okay, so here's the deal. Real easy, straightforward all the way through. We're starting 12, 15, right? Then 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, 15, right? Or E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, B, D, E, and G. You're going to see the notes repeat themselves. I'm sorry. It should not be a C. It should actually be a B. Okay?
Other quiet.
What if you don't have a 14 or a fret 14 or a 15?
Go to fret 5.
You'll have to use 5 and 7. So we go 5, 7, 5, right? 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. Well, are you going to try it or are you just going to ask?
That was a good question there.
You know, here's the answer, Heather. Now you got to actually try it out. All right? Right? So 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. Right? That's ascending, right? And that's an A minor, okay? Now they're a fourth away from each other, and in the blues we move in fourths. And although we did not get to do it today, I'll give you a brief example of what you're actually going to play in a full blues. It would be, right? Okay? That's the E to the A to the B, the 12 bar the way it should be performed. Now, I get a little hinky with the right arm when I start to play because I really like to get that yang, yang, yang out of it, but it's up to you how you want to play it. Again, these two scales and will work interchangeably because the primary movements in all blues are fourth movements. E to A. Why do we call it a fourth? E, F, G, A, right? So anytime I'm playing a blues, if I move a fourth away from that, I'm doing good. Let's say I don't like E. Yuck. You know, I'm against it. Jess, no more E. Done. I'm through.
I'll let them
Let
know.
all the E's know. They're out.
There's 11 tones now.
We're going with G. G's in, E's out.
It's all
the way it is. All right, so if I go to G, for instance, right, and I want to play a blues in G, I can take this riff that I just did and move it to here. Right? Now, when I move off that G, just like I went E to A, if I start in G, what's 4 away from G? G, A, B, C. Mozart! Ringer! One of these guys is pretending that he doesn't know
Earn the free pick.
Right? Get him the free picks, bro. He's the guy. Medium, right? Medium because, you know, he's
That's
selective.
good, 'cause
He's
that's all I
selective. He's a connoisseur. All right, so if that's the case, if I go from G, I'm going to go to C. Right? So if I have that example again. Right? I go to the C like I would go E. Now, you heard me go to a B before. Or however you want to play it, right? It's the refrain chord, it's the turnaround chord, you know? Right? So, to turn around the G, right? Just like I went to the B here, I'm going to go to the D. It's all a formula. The blues is a simple formula, and you can play blues any which way. The cool thing about blues is that it's universal. The cool thing about blues is that it's American. It's ours. Nobody plays the blues better than we do. A lot of people try, but we do it, right?
Yep.
And blues is based in our history, which is kind of blue.
God
you know
knows
what I mean?
English.
So, based upon that, let's take a moment now and just dig these scales for what they are in a different way. Now, what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah did some cool stuff before when she was playing that I have to commend you for, okay? She jumped outside the box a little bit with a bend, right? That's art, right? That's taking the scale, right, and making now art out of it. So she took that, right there.
So free picks for art.
Free picks for art.
Wait, you gotta get one for your
Oh,
blues
you know,
singing.
Heather sang the blues.
I know, that's what
Ethan's got to get one. Ethan shredded.
Oh yeah. You just
He's
go.
a shred
You
master.
come every week.
Nice. Yeah, Rick's dedicated. Rick, you know. So the deal is that with those bends, what are we doing to the scale now? We're humanizing it. We're making it sound. You ever hear the terminology? Wow, Sarah really made that guitar talk.
Right.
You right? Well, Heather, you're a little young for that, ain't you?
But you just heard it. So now you
but,
can say yes.
But down the road, you'll be able to say, yes, I've heard that expression. He's right. All right. Right? So, that's talking. Because that's what the human voice does, right? The human voice, when it moves between registers, is seamless. When we bend, right? When we use vibrato, another thing she did, she shook her notes. You like that, Ethan? We can make those sounds, Ethan. Anyway, when here's the deal. When you take the notes and bend them and manipulate them and do things to them, that's where the art is. That's where the expression is. You know, in the scale itself, it's just the notes, right? It's nothing, right? So let's take an example of a bend. Why do we bend strings? To get to the next note. Why the chicken cross the road, right?
To get to the other side.
Yes, Heather. You've heard that one before.
Yes.
Nice. Here's the deal. We like to bend at certain notes. She wasn't just picking any old note. She wasn't like, oh yeah, how's that? No, she chose her note, right? She chose that note. So when we were laying it down, Heather went, right? She made something happen, right? Now,
Heather.
it was one of the first. I'm sorry, Sarah made that happen. Heather, I wish you would have played it. Where were you on that? Anyway,
I don't know.
get in time. In time. Gotta give you time.
So you don't
Sarah played that E,
press this guy.
right? She bent up to it, right? From the 15th fret at the D, she went from D to E, right? There's a big difference between this and this,
Hold us.
isn't there? Right? If I play this, I'm being expressive, I'm talking. If I do this, I'm kind of just playing it straight a little bit, right? So now there's a lick based on that, bending into it and then striking the note, right? Made famous by Chuck Berry, right? So, those of you who know the pentatonic, try the bend and release, as we call it. And then try also the double stop. This will be the last lick of the night. The double stop is based off the pentatonic as well, and we've heard a lot of people use it, right? Right? That's based off of double, meaning, Heather,
2.
thank you. And stop means after I play the string, I'm going to what? Stop it. So, let's talk about this for a second. I'm playing the scale, Ethan, okay? And I'm playing this one for you, brother, because I got to tell you, man, one of the coolest things that happened tonight is that you showed up. So this little shred is for you. This is the Ethan Blues, okay? Now, that lick right there, that's all double stop. That's 2 strings. chance tonight, go ahead and double stop. Take 2 strings, slap a finger across them, play them at the same time, and see what happens. And if it sounds like absolute horse pucky, do it again until it sounds good, because that's how you get good at it. Yeah, mess around with it a little bit. Exactly. Mess around with it. Right? In parting.
This sounds bad.
Well, that's what practice is for, Heather. Jeez. Heather, you got to think of it this way. If everybody was automatically good, I'd be out of a job. You know what I mean? Because then I couldn't teach anybody. Here's the deal. The most famous double stop, right? 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 The Johnny Be Good double stop. That is it. It's in C. Okay? So if you want to ever check that riff out, go onto YouTube and do not YouTube how to play. Do not YouTube how to play. YouTube
Watch.
Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry and watch the man play it. And you will then see how to play it. Right? Last but not least, the riff for Johnny Be Good is in C. Right? That's it tonight. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Heather, what a pleasure it was to have you here today. Ethan, thank you so much for coming out. You know I appreciate that, brother. Thank you.